Hello again everybody and welcome back to WOT Blitz, and somebody has seriously got something about French tanks at the moment because this is yet another requested video, this time on the AMX AC 46, the French Tier 7 TD, or La Box as I like to call it, because it's basically a shoebox, isn't it? Let's be fair, or a tissue box, whatever one you call it. So this was a video that was requested. I can't remember when it was requested or who requested it, so sorry about that. And what's it all about? Well, funnily enough, I actually like this tank. A lot of people don't. That's it there in all its glory, and as you can see, it's basically a box. It's got slopey front armour, it's got relatively decent gun depression, 10 degrees and 15 degrees of elevation, but, you know, when you look at the stats, so it dishes out 310 damage, it's got a rate of fire of 8.4 rounds a minute, the penetration is 212, the armour, speed's pretty good, and the rotation, i.e. how fast it spins, is quite nice indeed. When you get into the details, it's got hit points of 970, frontal armour is 120, which is pretty nice, and the sides and rear are 40, which is pretty bad. The view range, not too bad, about 250 meters. Camouflage, well, the camouflage values are just above average. It's like 57% when you're stationary. What about its DPM? Well, DPM, you got 2,600 a minute. You got a reload time of just over 7 seconds, which in real terms isn't that bad for a big TD like this. Penetration wise, well, you got 212 on your AP, 268 on your APCR, and 55 on your HE. It's normal, standard, and you know, it's about average for this tier. Damage wise, you'll knock about 310 out on your AP, 260 on your APCR, and 350 on your HE. So it's pretty average damage. I mean, you're not setting the world on fire with this stuff, really. Now, when you start getting down to the other parts about it, the aim time is just over 3 seconds. The dispersion, we'll get to the dispersion later in the video. Depression wise, well, you got 10 degrees down for depression and 15 degrees elevation. The good thing about it is it's actually quite a nippy little tank. I mean, you'll get a really good turn of speed out of this thing. I mean, mobility wise, it's actually quite nice. I mean, look at that. The top speed is 50 kilometers an hour going forwards, 12 going backwards, which means you get an average speed of about 35. That's not bad for quite a heavy TD. I mean, it weighs 50 tons. So it's a nice tank in that regards. So what about this armour? Well, as you can see there, I mean, the front looks, well, pretty solid. It is solid-ish. I mean, the sides and rear, not so, unfortunately, and they're very, very paper thin. Now, this is it facing off against Tiger 1, another Tier 7 heavy, and, you know, as you can see there, the Tiger 1 can pen it in most places, and that is its downfall and vulnerability. But that doesn't make the tank a bad tank, as you will see. Now, this is a TD that realistically does need to stay at the back, but you know, on occasion you can play it aggressively, and I'll show you how you can play it aggressively in a while. And you know, it's got a good gun. The reload, whilst it's a long time, you can live with it. I mean, it's not that long in real terms. I mean, it's only 7 seconds, and I'm playing with calibrated shells. It's got good mobility. I mean, the mobility on this is great. The traverse is perfect. I mean, you can turn this thing around quicker than you think. In the 10 degrees, okay, it's not much, but it's enough. The only downside you've got is obviously those 2 cupolas on top of the turret. You need to sort of try and hide those as much as you can. Other than that, I mean, the gun is nice. Okay, it does suffer a little bit from dispersion, but again, we'll get to that in a moment. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty accurate-ish. I mean, it will dish out the damage-ish. I mean, I just bounced that one. And, you know, in all, it's actually quite a fun tank. And I like it. Now, a lot of people slate this thing. And they slate it because they say, oh, it's a horrible tank, it's horrible to grind, it's horrible this. And it's not so much the tank, but so much how you play it. And this is a weird tank. You've seen the armor profile. It's not great. But it is trolly, and you know, I'm going to show you a couple of games where it really is trolly. Now, this is the gun. I mean, if you've got the time to wait for that reticle to come down, boy, is it super accurate, and boy, will it hurt. The reload can be annoying, but look at that. I mean, we've just taken out that Chaffee in 2 shots. And this is the position that the tank sometimes enjoys. It likes sitting at the back. I mean, I know there's an issue over there. I think I've just blind shotted him. We'll find out later. So, you know, it's not a tank you can all realistically sit on the front line. You can, to an extent, and in certain instances. It's a strange little TD. It's not got the armour of a Foch, but then again it's a tier 7, but it does have some frontal armour. Its biggest weakness is if you let anybody get around the back or around the sides, then you are doomed. I mean, look at that. I mean, we've taken out the 88 there in next to no time. So now we've taken out 2 kills. We haven't dished out much damage yet. But we've been quite happy, just sat here ploughing away. And I did smack, oh, what was it? I did smack the SU a couple of times by looks on it. Oh, there you go. I mean, the SU's just ploughed a big one into me. Not to worry, we're going to plough some more into him. And this is where it becomes a pain. If anybody gets behind you, you are in a world of pain. Thing is, mobility-wise, it's nice. And then you can stick it, if you face hug, it's pretty difficult for them to get you. Unfortunately, there's a smasher coming in to get me, and I'm not long for this game with a smasher unless I face hug him and hope for the best. But he's going to aim down on those cupolas and try and smack it as much as he can. Can he? Can he? Oh, not yet. Am I doomed? Yes, of course I'm doomed. But we gave it a good roll. We got over 2,000 damage. My toon mate here, which is Daz Nemo, aka the Iron Fist of Spoon, going around, and he will finish up nicely, and we'll win the game, which is nice. And we'll get, I think, a 3rd class, maybe. I would have thought. Who knows? No, 2nd class, 2,599 damage. We're a top tank. Now, this is a game, okay, this isn't a spectacular game. I just wanted to show you this replay for numerous reasons. So, I talked about the dispersion, and I talked about the gun sometimes lacks some accuracy. But also, I mean, the commentary, this is brilliant, because the poor old guy in the Tiger, I mean, that was a good shot. That was okay on the Challenger there. Put a nice roll into him. And again, it's in a position that it likes to be in. But as I was saying, some of the commentary is quite great, because the Tiger, bless his little socks, he sort of gets very upset. Don't know where that shot goes. I thought I was aiming on the Cromwell. It went nowhere. I don't know where it went. Over him, under him, through him. Who knows? RNG's at work. That one fell short. Thank you, Dispersion. Thank you very much, Dispersion. Now a challenge is going to run across the top of the map. I'm not going to bother with the Cromwell because I can't hit him. There's a challenger right at the top. I'm going to hit you. What? But oh, there we go. Dispersion again. Thank you very much. So I've only done 200 damage at the moment, and you know we've lost 1 tank, but nothing to write home about. And it sort of gets interesting towards the end because, like I said, the team starts losing the plot a little bit, calling everybody a waste of time, blah 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 blah, which is quite funny. So here I am trying to get shots in, get a nice shot in there on the other challenger, and you know, still trying to give this Cromwell a hard time, and that one goes way over the top of the turret. Thank you again, Dispersion. So the dispersion on this thing, you have to be mindful of that. I mean, it's not super accurate, and it will have a mind of its own when it wants to. Now, there's only 3 of us left. Me, another TD, and a Heavy. And the Heavy is not long for this game. There's the Challenger. Am I going to shoot it? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. And there goes the Heavy, and it's the Tiger. And the Tiger's like, what the fuck? And he's not happy, and bless him, he's going to start complaining, which is normal. He's not happy with the way the team played. And okay, I get that. He's just died. He was playing well, and you know he thinks that we're all camping. So now it's what, 4 against 2, and there's 2 challenges, and I know both of them. And again, thank you, Dispersion. There's 2 challenges. I know both of them are one-shots. There's a KV2 and there's a SU. So I'm going to look for the challenges first because they're the 2 easy targets. They're both one-shots. I've still got a full hit pool. It's still 4 again. There's the first challenger. Boom, he's gone. Okay, he gets one into me, takes some of my HP. Nothing to write home about. I can live with that. There's the KV2, there's the second challenger. So can we get line name dispersion, please? Yes, thank you. Get rid of him. So now it's 2 against 2. There's the KV2 who I'm worried about. Now he's fallen off the map, which annoys me. I'm trying to get the gun down, and he comes back on the map. Now he's going back. I know he's on a wrong reload. I can now push the SU. The flat pans, I'm not going to be there to help him, unfortunately. That's just the way it goes. So this is what I said about the armor. So there's the SU. Now I'm going to angle up as I did there, and now I'm just going to face hug him. I'm going to face him for 2 reasons. 1, he can't shoot me and I can shoot him. 2, it makes a smaller target for the KV with its absolutely pants gun. Boom. We wipe up, we win the game. And the Tiger says, oh my god, as if to say, oh my god. Okay, we only get a second class, only 2,200 damage, but it was a nice game, and I just wanted to show you that. When, you know, when you think that all is lost, not necessarily so. It's, you know, that's the game of Blitz for you. Some people can carry. Just don't ask me to do it in tier 10. So here we are on a map I don't particularly like in TD. This is Dynasty's Pill. And you know, there's no real nice places to stick this thing on this map. So you've got to make the best of a bad lot, and you've got to hope that the other team are going to be Muppets. So it's just, you know, it's that straightforward. You remember the weaknesses and the strengths of this tank. I mean, as I said, keep the front at the enemy at all times, and whilst you've got not the very great armor, 100 mil is pretty thick at this tier, and a lot of things will struggle to pen you fully. That's not so far. I mean, look at this with bounce 400. Somebody just got a shot in on the side of me. That hurts because the sides really are paper thin. So if you can't keep your front to the enemy, bug out, guys. Get to a position where you can keep the front of the tank to the enemy, because you need to. You've got a better chance then. As you saw in the last game, face hugging and minimizing that target really does help. Hello T49, give you a smack, T49 goes. So we've done what, 1600 damage, we've bounced 400, we've taken 1 kill, we're having fun, and this is Dynasty's Pill. And you know, there's not many great TD positions on this map. So what we're going to do now, well, we're going to go around and we're going to cap the base and try and get behind this dead CDC. But then again, is there any point? No, just keep traversing around, get the front of the tank to the enemy, back away, get behind the carcass if you can, or narrow it down at least, and there you go. Nice. So we've capped the base, we stopped them from getting points, now we gain points, and I'm now going to roll down here. Oh, and hello, it's an AT7. Hello AT7, smack you, angle up, keep my front to you, make sure you can't pen my sides. Now I'm going to go and face hug you, because face hugging you is going to annoy you more than it will me. And there you see, look, it's bouncy, 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 because he's trying his hardest to pen me, but because I'm on such a face hug, he can't do it. Look, he's bounced 3 shots into the front of me. And that's the key to this tank. If you've got nothing else to do, if you've got no other movements, face hug your opponent in this thing, because it really increases the thickness of the armor, and it's so difficult for them to pen you. And this is the trick with this tank. Hello, load HE, boom, yada yada yada. What a game. That's a nice first class. We do 2,400 odd damage, we take 2 kills, we cap a base. All in all, it's nice. That has been the AMX AC 46. Not the easiest tank to drive, and a misunderstood tank. Seriously, if all else fails, face hug your opponent. Make sure your sides in your rear are not exposed, because that's your weakest parts, guys. I've been Fujit. That's been the AMX AC 46. By all means, comment, like, and all that jazz. If you haven't yet, please press subscribe. It's a nice thing to do. And you can take part in my gold giveaway, the details of which are on my YouTube channel already. If you've got any decent replays, send them to me at fujitsblitz@gmail.com, or join my Discord server and post them there. It's much easier. And until the next time, I'll say the following. Stay safe out there, guys. Have fun on the battlefield and happy tanking, because that is really what it's all about. Having fun and being happy.